I've been dragged out of bed again on my day off to come and help Steve with some stuff, but it is a beautiful morning. I think it's going to be a really beautiful day today. We have got some rain coming in later, fingers crossed, but hopefully we'll be able to do what we need to do today before it rains.
Keep your legs up, innit?
You're going to be dangling your legs, darling. Very trendy hat, darling. Is that a hard hat? So this is the field we're hoping to use for hay, either later this year or maybe next year. At the moment it's got a lot of ragwort in it, so we're trying to get on top of that first and encourage some really good grass to come through. I wish the seats were a bit softer in these 1970s Leyland tractors. My bum is totally done up. And there's no air conditioning either. So it's a bit hot now. Oh, like my lovely straight lines. We're making good progress. We've got big plans for this field, so we've got to get it in tip-top condition. So we're just getting rid of all the ragwort and any thistles, and then hopefully it will be a beautiful field soon. What do you want to do? Do you want to have lunch here or do you want to go back to the field?
Oh, you might.
I don't know. Ready to go, and now a big black cloud's come over, so I don't want to take everything off and then it starts raining, because that would just be typical. Bees always like to keep you guessing. This queen cell definitely wasn't here last week. Just when you think you've got a plan, the bees come up with their own. While I try to work out what to do with that queen cell, I'm giving Steve a hand in the wildflower garden again. It's slowly getting there. not quite sure how this arrangement works. Steve sits comfortably on the digger while I pick up all the rubble. I'm checking this hive to see how much honey they've brought in, and they've actually done really well. Because it's mainly oilseed rape honey, it can crystallise really quickly and set hard in the frames. So I'm taking 2 supers off now before that happens. I'll leave the other 2 for a bit longer and then come back once the oilseed rape has finished. This is one of the busiest time of year for the bees and for beekeepers. Oilseed rape is flowing everywhere at the moment. It's actually quite a stressful time of year as well as a beautiful one. The bees suddenly have access to all these huge yellow fields full of nectar, so everything just explodes into action. Hives build up really quickly and swarming can become a problem, and it suddenly turns into busy, busy, busy. So, as you can see, the oilseed rape behind me now is starting to go over. This was one of the first fields that came out, so I'm now starting to clear the honey supers off it. So I'll come back in a couple of days and take the clearing boards away, and hopefully the supers on top of them will be cleared, and then I can extract the honey. But they have got some really heavy supers, so fingers crossed. That's lots of honey. I'm knackered now. That was a bit of excitement, wasn't it? So yesterday when I was editing my video from the day before, I realised that I'd put my clearer boards in, but I hadn't put these things in, and I had just left a massive hole for the bees to come up and down in. So what happens is you put them underneath, the bees go down, they go through into the hive, and then they can't figure out how to get up into the super again. So then you've got empty supers that you can just take off. So basically I just put those boards in for nothing, when if you put these little things in, the bees can go down, but they can't come back up again. So that's, clearer boards to clear the bees, not just leave a massive great hole in them so they can come up and down willy-nilly. So then I was really annoyed with myself, so I couldn't sleep. So I've got back here first thing in the morning to put these things in, and luckily I could just tilt the supers up and slip these in. So hopefully I'll be able to come back tomorrow and the bees will all be cleared now. But I was so annoyed with myself. I was like, what a dummy, who does that? Oh my goodness, it has been such a busy week this week. I have not stopped. But my next job now is to make beeswax wraps, because I'm out of them here and they're really handy to have in the kitchen, and also they've run out in the shop. So I'm going to make some of those. That's my next job. Beeswax wraps are a reusable alternative to cling film. made using cotton fabric coated in beeswax, jojoba oil and pine resin. I melt all the ingredients together first, then once it is hardened, I grate it up and sprinkle it over the fabric. I then fold the fabric into quarters. I gently iron it until the beeswax mixture melts and coats the cotton evenly. And then that's it. You just have to leave it to dry then. One of the nice things about beeswax wraps is that they can be washed and reused again and again instead of using disposable cling film. They're such a simple little swap, but they help cut down on plastic and make good use of beeswax. And once you finish with them, they're completely compostable. The warmth of your hands softens the wax just enough for the wax to stick around food and bowls, helping them mould nicely around whatever you're covering. Cheese is one of my favourite things to store in beeswax wraps because it can still breathe naturally. I always think they make the fridge look a bit prettier too. Now that they're finished, I can take them into the shop, ready to go on my shelf. From swarms in brambles to beeswax wraps for the kitchen, a pretty normal week really. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you again next week for more bees, simple living and whatever else we end up getting up to. Thank you.